How did Japan find itself dragged into the catastrophe of World War II? It wasn't one single event, but a series of calculated risks and escalating tensions. To understand the conflict, we look at Japan's geography and its desperate need for natural resources like oil and iron to fuel its growing empire. Since the late 19th century, Japan transformed from a feudal society into a modern military power, seeking its place among the world's great nations. But by the 1930s, this ambition turned toward expansionism as military leaders began to exert more control over the government's foreign policy. The invasion of Manchuria in 1931 was a major step, leading to international condemnation and Japan's dramatic withdrawal from the League of Nations. This isolation deepened Japan's resolve to create its own Greater East Asia co-prosperity sphere, a vision free from Western influence. In 1937, full-scale war broke out with China. This brutal conflict became a quagmire, bogging down Japanese forces and draining precious resources. As the war in China dragged on, Japan looked further south for the oil and rubber needed to sustain its massive military machine. In 1940, Japan signed the Tripartite Pact, aligning with Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy. This was a direct challenge to the Western powers. The United States responded with economic sanctions, freezing Japanese assets and restricting trade. Diplomacy was rapidly reaching a breaking point. The final blow came in July 1941, when the U.S. imposed a total oil embargo. Japan was now on a desperate ticking clock. Final negotiations in 1941 failed. The Hull Note demanded Japan's withdrawal from China, a term the Japanese leadership found unacceptable. Japan's leaders felt forced into a corner. They believed they had only two choices: surrender their imperial ambitions or fight for survival. Admiral Yamamoto masterminded a daring plan, a secret, preemptive strike to disable the U.S. Pacific Fleet stationed at Pearl Harbor. The order was given. A massive fleet moved in radio silence across the Pacific, aiming for a target the Americans believed was out of reach. December 7, 1941, changed everything. The surprise attack was a tactical success, but a strategic disaster for the Japanese Empire. Japan had attacked a naval base, but in doing so, they awakened a sleeping industrial giant. The American public was now unified. President Roosevelt's declaration of war officially brought the U.S. into the struggle, merging the regional conflict into a truly global war. The road to war was paved with miscalculations and resource hunger. It remains a sobering reminder of the fragile nature of peace. Thanks for watching this historical deep dive.